What's up, everybody? Welcome to another great episode of Live from the Bench. I'm your host, GQ, and I'm joined today by Boulevard, as normal.
I'm Boulevard. That's me.
Today is Wednesday. You'll probably see this video on Thursday.
Yeah. Won't be tonight, that's for damn sure.
Hey,
what's good, little brother?
What is up? We're getting ready for the draft. We are on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
We are on the clock. If you know what that means.
If they don't know what that means, then I'm questioning why they're here.
Facts.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going to talk about a few things going around the NFL, and we're going to talk a lot about the NFL draft.
Yeah. And, of course, Eagles, because we always talk about the Eagles. We always find a way to put the Eagles in there.
If we ain't talking about the Eagles, then what are we doing? But I think it's time we get started. So, what's first on the docket?
Kadarius Toney retired to become a rapper.
Okay.
I've heard it. It's okay to mediocre. It's what it is for this time, this era. I can't really be the best critic of modern hip hop.
I don't think
it's not my style of hip hop, as it were. Not necessarily old, but I'm more of a. I guess I'm more of a. I don't know. I don't really like the radio shit. So
it's going to be a lot of auto tune and a lot of words you just don't understand.
Mm.
Like,
that's what it was. That's exactly what it sounded like. I'm so old. Up this at the sun. That's what it sounded like.
And put a little auto tune on that, and then that's a hit right there. I'm saying. And then we got a hit right there.
Jesus, $1 million song right there.
Oh man. If it's that easy, it's throwing music away.
Sometimes it seems like it, the way people just. Yeah.
I'm happy to say that I'm not part of that generation that follows them.
Nah, that's the people born after 1995.
I pray that he's a better rapper than he is a football player.
I don't know that he is. I don't know that he is. It was like, I can't remember where he got drafted. Probably too high.
I think he was a first rounder.
Okay, well, about his rapping, he'd be like a sixth rounder. Or is this now? Sixth round, fifth round, pick 150, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm giving him credit. Maybe I'm being a jerk. I don't know. Let me know. Where would you draft Kadarius Toney based on his rap skills? Is he a microphone fiend? Is he a fraud? Is he a great big phony? Does he have bars?
He is where Ryan Leaf should have been
spitting that raw. Let me know in the comments.
He's where Andrew Leaf should have been drafted.
Okay. Anyway, that's a good 4 minutes of our opening. Anybody that was here is already going, what the fuck are these people talking about? Anyway. On to actual shit that matters in the world. The NFL draft. Draft boards, mock drafts, all over the place. Like, all over the place. I'll get into it. There's one player I've seen go as high as 9, as low as 29. And that's just what I saw. It could have been lower than that. But what top 30 player falls out of the first? Like, what top consensus pick that's expected to go on the first will probably fall out of the first?
Jackson Dart.
Oh.
The reason why I say Jackson Dart is because I don't see is a lot of teams that are like QB hungry right now. And I feel like once Shador and Cam are off the board, I don't think many other teams are like looking at quarterbacks in the first round. And I feel like when they get to that point, because I think once you get to that point, is like best available or best available need. And a lot of teams,
that's what best available really means. Best available need.
And I think at that point during the draft, I can't see any team that's like besides the Titans, the Jets, and like the Jets aren't gonna go quarterback. They're not gonna go quarterback.
Funny you say that. My mock actually have them getting a quarterback.
Yeah, I just don't
Not
see them
just any quarterback. I have them getting Shedeur Sanders in my mock.
So. Well, I could see that. I feel like it's either Las Vegas or Jesus, the team we were just talking about.
Jets.
The Jets going Shador. And I feel like beyond that, if it's those guys are off the board, they're not going quarterback.
Yeah, it could be a while,
Yeah. So that's why I say it's gonna be Jackson Dart. Definitely.
If it gets to that, who won't fall past Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
21? Yeah, he wouldn't get past Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I feel like Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe, they're falling. They'll fall to the second, third round. I think Jalen Milroe will be late second round.
Yeah, I had questions about him too, actually, Jalen Milroe. Let's see, what were they called? Those questions, their question were, where the hell is it? Maybe I deleted it.
No, it's up there.
Oh. We're looking at different screens. What is it?
You said, what is the best situation?
Yes. Best situation for Jalen Milroe. I was on another screen looking at numbers and shit.
So I've been thinking about this, actually. So Jalen Milroe, I feel like the best case scenario for him is Detroit or LA Rams.
Yeah, that was literally the same answers I had. Detroit or Rams.
Yeah. And the reason why I think that is because their quarterbacks are old, their starters are old, and they're going to start looking for who's going to be the QB of the future. Best case scenario for either one of them guys, because I don't think it's going to be the super old young guy that they got. Like, what was his name from Georgia? The guy who spent like forever in college. Georgia's quarterback up there.
Wait, what team are we talking about?
Rams. They drafted that quarterback from
Georgia. I have
Georgia.
no idea where their backup quarterback is.
Exactly. And then Detroit got Herndon Hooker, and there's no idea where he's going. So I think the best case scenario for if they want to draft a quarterback to step in when they're going, you go Jalen Milroe. I feel like he might be the best case scenario for both of those teams. If you want to draft a quarterback in like second, third round, if they're still there, of course.
No, I'm gonna go outside the box. Jacksonville.
You think so?
It's like we had these expectations, but it seems like Lawrence has probably maxed out his skill set. Even though they paid him already, there's a lot of teams that will probably be open to making a trade for Trevor Lawrence in the future.
I actually thought that, and that did come across my mind because Trevor Lawrence hasn't really like elevated. Like he's no longer like I feel like he might have hit his ceiling. He may have a little bit more development. Like if he finds the right team, he could probably have one of those years where like Geno and Darnold did, where they like started showing a little bit more, like stretching that ceiling a little bit. So I did think Jacksonville. I feel like if Jacksonville gets the right coach in that system or Lawrence, you can maybe change it. And I think that's what they need. I feel like Trevor Lawrence needs a running back. Like in college, he was able to do without a true running game behind him. I feel like you can't do that now, not in this league. I mean, you can, but I feel like he hasn't had the right coach to put him in the system to actually succeed. Doug Peterson wasn't it. Urban wasn't it. So I feel like
It's that. It's more it's a
he
lot of
needs the
that.
right quarterback and the right coach in the right system. I feel like
there's no room for development with him either. Like he's completely maxed out as a quarterback.
Yeah. So I feel like if Pittsburgh was to manage, like if there was actually, I don't know if there's any truth to it. The rumor that the Pittsburgh Steelers tried to trade for Trevor Lawrence. If there's any truth to that, I feel like it could work in that system.
I'm sure a couple people have called about Lawrence at this point.
Yeah. But
you got to knock on the door at least, see if they answer.
Yeah, I think if that was a situation where you were looking at the possibility of trading Lawrence, which I honestly don't see any reason why they would do that, just from a perspective of like I don't know. But if they were looking into it, I would definitely see Jalen Milroe, but I would rather see Jalen Milroe sit behind somebody like Stafford or Goff for
Agreed. The older guy, flat legs, or even a Geno. Or,
yeah. Or a Darnold.
Yeah, Darnold. Okay. Those are all solid picks. Well, they're not all. Best situation would be the first two, Rams or Lions. All right. Who will be the biggest first round reach?
The biggest first round reach for me. I'm gonna say this, and a lot of people will be really mad at me for saying it.
Oh wait, shit! I'm sorry, I didn't answer the question. I had an answer for the first one before we jump into that one.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
There's been a lot of rumors past day, last minute rumors about Derek Harmon. He didn't miss a game in 3 seasons, but now there's rumors that he has a shoulder issue. So that's the sort of thing that can drop you in a draft. He was already on some drafts at the back end of the first round anyway. So that could drop him out of the first. That's the sort of thing that does that. Like somebody, like a video comes out the day of the draft that you were smoking weed to a fucking mask or some shit like that drops you down a few picks. Shit like that happens.
I remember that.
Yeah. Shit like that happens at the draft. Like rumors just come out of nowhere that kill it, that hurts your standing. And that's why they do it, because the team's out there hoping that it falls to you. But that could be that, or there could be an actual shoulder issue. It could be much ado about nothing, or it could be a fucking disaster waiting to happen. So yeah, I just wanted to put that one out there. Since I forgot to do it. So yeah, what was the other thing?
The biggest first round reach.
Right. Who you got?
This is gonna. Oh man. I feel like the biggest first round reach is gonna be. A lot of people are gonna dislike me for this. I think it's Ashton Jeanty. I think it's Ashton Jeanty.
Go on.
I feel like, yes, he's probably a really great player. However, I don't see a lot of teams that 100% need to go running back first round. And I'm like looking back at like last season, he had a phenomenal year, but didn't really do it against teams that you're like expecting them to do it or two. And I'm like looking at the teams that like need a running back, probably aren't going to look at Jeanty because they probably have other weapons. So I feel like if he goes in the first round, it's a reach because you probably had another place you can go with it. I feel like any team going Ashton Jeanty in the first round is 100% wasting a pick. Not in the sense of saying that he's not a good player, he's not worthy, but I feel like you can definitely get somebody that you actually need and can actually help your team win. Because I don't feel like Ashton Jeanty is going to be that player that can actually catapult you to success. I know he said on the press conference that he wants to do for any NFL team what Saquon did for the Eagles, but you're not gonna. But the problem is for Ashton Genty is that you're not gonna find that same infrastructure that the Eagles had already. You're not gonna be able to do that because Saquon came to an offensive line that was like phenomenal, so he didn't really have to hope for much. He fell into like a great situation. Ashton's not going to fall into a great situation if he's picked up in the first round. So that's why I feel like he's, and nothing against him as a player. I just feel like going with him first round, you probably have something else that you need. I wouldn't bite on him in the first round. Now, if the Titans happen to have the first round pick, like pick 33, I mean, they probably still have other needs.
33, if he's sitting there, you
go ahead and get him.
But, I mean, you're onto something to that because I'm looking at the numbers and what's really standing out to me is the 374 fucking carries last season. So him going in with that much wear and tear already on his back, granted he scored 26 touchdowns, so it wasn't all wear and tear, but it's still a lot of wear and tear, period. Think that's still going to be there when he gets to the pros. And if he's playing behind a not so good line and he's forced to carry the load because he's playing for a team that is bad, because they're in the position they're in. If he goes top 5, top 10 as expected, he's going to be going to a bad team. Everybody still has their purse, so he's going to be going to a bad team. Maybe probably a team with a not so good line. So he's going to struggle. But you're on to something there. But mine, for not quite the same reason, was the other running back that's projected to go in the first round, Amari and Hampton. He's constantly projected in the 20s. As I said earlier, I saw one as high as 9 and as low as 29. But basically, it's projecting in the 20s. So I just went back through history the past few years of first-round running backs. And this is what I found. Tell me if this player is a bust or not, okay? Or at least not worth a first-round pick as a running back. Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
No. I didn't know he was a first-rounder.
He was picked 32nd by the Chiefs. Najee Harris.
Didn't he get his spot taken?
Mm-hmm.
Second rounder. Should have got him in the second round.
Went 24th. Travis Etienne.
He's starting to be a bust. I feel like he might actually be a bust.
Went 25th. That was 2020 and 2021. 2022, there were no first-round running back. 2023, he had Bijan. Would you consider him a bust?
No.
How about Jahmyr Gibbs?
No.
Bijan went 8th, Gibbs went 12th. What I noticed is the back end running backs failed. They didn't play up the position, play up to their ranking.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones that actually had higher projections, it probably was more of a consensus that, that guy's a surefire thing. Not unlike your boy, Genty.
Yeah.
Had a higher rate of success. So him being in the background tells me that he's probably not going to be worth his weight in gold. He's going to be about as highly accredited as Edwards-Helaire, Najee Harris, and Travis Etienne. That would be his peak.
Mm-hmm.
So just compared to that, hit the history of players that were running backs drafted that low in the first, he's not worth being drafted just on that alone in the first round. Plus, he's compared to David Montgomery. Would you draft David Montgomery in the first round?
No.
There you go.
No. Damn.
Oh, yeah. So both running backs are looking kind of sloppy there. Maybe it's all hype. I mean, Genty's good. Genty's real good. But
yeah, he's definitely good, but I feel like when it comes to like
you can get out of, you could with less wear and tear on their body and for less price, pay less for it instead of like a top 10 pick. You can go get a lineman or some shit like that. because that's where you build from. And if you bring in a running back and your trenches are weak, you're still going to have a weak team. You're just going to You're just going to destroy another career. You hear me, Oakland? All right. Next question. George Pickens, trade or resign? He's in his last year of his deal. They have not. I mean, he's second rounder, so he doesn't get the 5th-year option. And they just signed DK. Are they going to give George Pickens big money? Are they going to trade him? Or are they going to re-sign him?
I would say it all depends on how his season goes this year. I'll say this: if he doesn't show up and perform like immediately, if he doesn't have like let's say the first 6 games, he doesn't perform to like the who we know he can be, I won't be surprised if he's on the he's one of those people you're discussing trading at the deadline. He might be a deadline casualty, to be honest. And it's not because I feel like he doesn't have the talent, because we know he has the talent.
Yeah, that's not the
just that he might not be worth it.
Right.
Like the attitude, that might be a big issue. And that's something and I know I'm going outside of football. Well, not necessarily outside of football, but like in the developmental era, like where I'm at, with the players I deal with. I'm like, listen, it's not always about your talent, because a lot of you guys are talented. There's a reason why you're here. You got to have more than just talent. You got to have the mentality for it. And I feel like because that mentality for George Pickens might scare a lot of people away, because they was talking about the Eagles potentially trying to grab George Pickens. I agree. I don't think it's a good idea.
No, thank you.
But his attitude.
The talent, yes, but I don't want. I mean, you don't need him messing up the locker room. We already lost some veterans, so don't really want to go fucking up the mojo by bringing in a dickhead.
Yeah. We don't need we don't need it. So if I'm Pittsburgh, I'm trading him. It's just
where are you trading him? Who you calling first?
Cleveland.
In division?
Cleveland, Oakland. Anybody that could take that headache. Anybody who's willing to take the headache.
Carolina.
Because I feel like you trade George Pickens to Cleveland, he's not going to hurt you.
Trading his ass to Carolina.
I don't know, because Bryce, and I know I've been one of the most crucial people towards Bryce. Bryce looking like something.
Yeah, it could work, or it could just go up in flames completely.
I feel like I feel like I wouldn't be willing to risk it. I'd rather send him to Cleveland where he ain't got a quarterback.
You ain't risking nothing. You're getting a pick out of it. You're getting a couple picks out of that. It ain't hurting you. Whatever happens over there happens in another conference. You ain't seeing them in the Super Bowl. Ain't neither one of them teams near a Super Bowl if they got George Pickens. So shit. No harm, no foul.
True. I feel like, and if they trade him to Carolina, and he just happens to do well in Carolina, don't you get like I don't know how that works. Would that be a pick?
Yeah. No, I don't think that's how it works. I think it's players you lose, not players you trade away.
Okay. That's too bad.
Yeah. All right. That's oh wait, no. Okay. We got one more thing, then we can jump to the Eagles shit. All right. Let's play either or. Ready?
Ooh, I like this game.
Okay. Cam Ward or Michael Penix?
I'm going Cam Ward.
Cam Ward or Spencer Rattler?
Cam Ward.
Cam Ward or what was his name? I'm gonna draw the name was JJ McCarthy.
Cam Ward.
Cam Ward or Jordan Travis?
Cam Ward.
Cam Ward or Joe Milton III?
Joe Milton. No, I'm gonna stick with Cam Ward.
See, now you're thinking about it. This is what I was getting to. Cam Ward or Bo Nix?
Bo Nix.
Cam Ward or Drake May?
Cam Ward.
Cam Ward or Jake Daniels?
Jaden Daniels, 100%.
Yeah, my brain just started slowing down. Cam Ward or Caleb Williams?
Cam Ward.
Damn, I not see it coming. So what's that? Got him as like your second, third best quarterback behind Daniels and Nix. Okay, so basically, yeah. Maybe he's not the first pick in it. He's not the first quarterback in a good year.
No.
So that may not be for whoever does draft him. That he may not be as good as you need at that pick.
Yeah, I feel like this is where it got controversial for me. This draft was so controversial for me because I'm looking at the picks and I'm like, this draft is a bunch of second rounders and third rounders in the first round. And I feel like from an evaluation standpoint, like
this is a trenches draft.
Yeah, like I would.
This is a meat and potatoes draft. There's not a lot of superstars here. There's a lot of grit and grind in this draft.
I'd be looking to like fill those, like get depth at my O line and D line.
Yeah, O line, D line. It's good. There's a few good, secondary players.
Yeah, because be honest, I'm questionable about Travis Hunter. Shador, I feel like Shador might be a really good quarterback. I'm not going first round.
Could be. I mean, if he flops his first year, people are going to crucify him like he's a bust straight out the gate, no matter where he gets drafted. Yeah. Like no matter what point in the first round he gets drafted, if he goes out there and he doesn't just take over the city of whatever, I was going to say New York, then they're going to call him a flop.
Yeah. Poor him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well.
You better hope he falls to the Steelers because that's his best opportunity.
Oh, yeah. He's going to really be a star in Pittsburgh.
No, he ain't going to be a star, but like
purgatory for somebody who likes to have fun. Somebody who likes to be in the spotlight. Going to Pittsburgh, there ain't no spotlight.
Yeah.
That shit's a light from a fucking mining helmet. That's it. That's the only spotlight in Pittsburgh.
Right.
Or receivers got to act like assholes to get attention out there.
They got two angry ass receivers too.
Right. Yeah, if they don't trade them, it's going to make good football. A lot of offensive penalties. All right. Now for the moment we've all been waiting for. The Eagles stuff. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I said, are you ready?
Let's do this.
First question. What is the Eagles' most important need since we're 2 days away now? Really one day away. Shit. Less than 24 hours. What's the Eagles' most important need?
I feel like the most important need for Eagles right now is that cornerback position.
Really?
I think it's that cornerback outside of Quinion Mitchell. Because Slay, because Philadelphia has had what they call it, it was just like for a long time, it's been like Eagles, you knew you can beat these Eagles DBs. And like this last season was the first time where I felt like the Eagles DBs were like unfucking touchable. Mm-hmm. So I feel like they have to get somebody opposite Quinion Mitchell because even though I'm a Keely Ringo guy, I feel like they're gonna torture.
Ringo ain't it, Rick's ain't it. They're not it.
So I feel like you have to get somebody that's gonna be that guy. And I would also take an extra step and say the safety position opposite Blankenship. You need somebody. I'm a Sid Brown guy. Not okay with Sid Brown being a projected starter. I'm not with it. And then I feel like if you want to go third need, they need a wide receiver 3. They need a wide receiver 3.
See, we swing in exactly the opposite directions. I think that it's more prioritized that they get a damn edge rusher. And there's plenty of edge rushers in this draft. I mean, that means, especially early in the draft, that means the rate for possible rate for failure is higher, but there's a lot of supposedly good edge rushers in this draft. But in my draft, my mock I made, I had them getting a lineman, an interior lineman. I believe it was, hold on, Tyler Booker. That's who I had them getting.
Is he from Bama?
I believe so.
He's probably big as shit, too.
That's what they like. Tyler Booker, Alabama. Let me see this dude. 6'5", 321. Yeah, that's about their style.
Yeah.
Solid pick. No, that's what I had on my board.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see where you say that edge rusher could be their biggest need. I'm gonna say no to that because they run that weird style defense where it's like you'll probably see a lot of more. They run that 3-4, so I can see Nolan Smith getting a lot of attention. I can see them putting a lot more on Jalix Hunt. Maybe if Bryce Huff isn't traded, I hope he's traded.
Bryce Huff's not being. Nobody wants Bryce Huff. I saw one earlier that was like Bryce Huff to the 49ers. I posted it in the FFA chat.
Yeah, I
couldn't tell if people were in favor of it or against it, but I saw it as like, that's fucking hilarious. That was my opinion of it.
It would be perfect if that happened. I'd pay you to take them off my hands.
Was it a 4th and a conditional 6th, or was it a 6th and another conditional 6, something like that? I don't remember the source.
Give me 2 7s in your janitor.
Right? Give me a piece of paper. Basically, 2 pens. I don't care if they work or not. Just give me 2 fucking pens.
Yeah.
That's enough. Howie told reporters this week, quote, "We don't have 32 first-round grades in this draft." Does that mean the Eagles trading up?
I feel like Howie's saying that means that he agrees with me that this is a bunch of second-rounders and third-rounders in the first round. So I'd say I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles trade up. I wouldn't be. I'm not sure where you have Abdul.
On my mock?
Yeah. Is it Abdul Carter?
Abdul Carter, what, 3rd or 4th? 3rd to the Giants. I got him going to the Giants.
I see the
Ward,
Eagles.
Hunter, Carter, Graham, Campbell.
The Giants are at where? Who's the Giant? You said the Giants are at 11 to 12?
Giants are at 3.
At 3? Oh, never mind. The Giants will probably go Shador.
Maybe.
Oh, wait, never mind. Because they got
still leaning to, they're still leaning to they don't really like those. Yeah. All right.
I don't know. If they go, I say if Abdul Carter falls to 10 or falls past 9, Eagles need to trade up. So I say if Carter isn't drafted at 8, Eagles are going to trade up to 9 to get
Carter will not be on the board at 8.
Let's just hope that.
Carter will not be on the board at 8, and the Eagles ain't got the capital to move all the way up from 32.
Right.
But they'd have to give up the future, like the whole future for this dude.
I wouldn't recommend doing that, but
it wouldn't. And plus, considering they still need a guard, they still need the corner, the safety, the edge rusher, possibly a tight end.
I draft down. I trade back.
Good.
If you don't if I don't have it to go and grab anybody, if I know I'm not going to be able to get what I need, I'm gonna trade back. The Eagles did it and still managed to get Cooper DeJean.
Yeah, but that's just the way the board fell.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always fall that way, especially when you're saying, like, yeah, I mean, obviously you don't have 32 first rounders. No, there's, as far as like people are concerned, it's like the ones that are always at the top on everybody's boards.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones that tend to have the first round grades. And I don't mean like the Hunter's grade is more based on the fact that they assume he's going to play both sides of the ball. I don't think 4 years from now he'll be playing on both sides of the ball.
No.
That's just me. And, you know, the Shador hype, a little bit of it is, yeah, it's a down year for quarterbacks. But a lot of it is, you know, he's a solid quarterback in a down year. So yeah, he's going to be up there. Goes to a bad team, whatever. But where was I? What were we discussing?
First round.
Howie.
Yeah.
It just means like there's not a lot of stars.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, there's some meat and potatoes draft. There's more. The finesse isn't there as much. The finesse is Genty. The finesse is Hunter. The finesse is Tet. It's just not like it is most years where you got stars.
Yeah, so. and I just don't feel like there's anything that's worth trading up for. I just can't see.
Not as far as like 32s, no. Yeah. As far as like the first round grades, no. Eagles couldn't reach them. Eagles couldn't reach up far enough to grab one. They'd have to mortgage the team, basically.
Yeah, I'd trade back at like two more second rounders.
Yeah. Well, Albie knows what he's doing. I've given him enough grief over the years. I'm going to put.
He got you another Super Bowl, so I shut up. I'm shutting up until he mess up. Until he do another Jalen Reagor, he won't hear from me.
Right. For now. But who would you move up for if you were Howie?
If I was able to move up, and honestly, and I'm probably gonna stick to it. It's like Abdul Carter's the only person I really see that the Eagles could move up for.
Like Malachi Starks or Mike Green fall into the 20s. I'd consider moving up, but yeah, I would I'd reach for him. Would fill that safety spot or that edge rusher position that we both acknowledge those are problems. So that would fill either one of those. So I would reach up 8 picks, 9 picks or so if I could. The opportunity presented itself for one of those.
So yeah, I could see the Eagles moving up for Malachi Starks.
Mm-hmm.
Trading up for Malachi Starks or Jahdae Barron.
Okay.
From Texas.
Yeah.
And it's just because of those two positions. They really need somebody in that position.
Right.
But it's just like it's kind of hard because these mocks and these draft grades are so inconsistent across the board. And I don't have the same resources they have to be able to evaluate talent at that level. So I can't really say. But there's a few players out there, but I feel like you have to go secondary. You got to move up to fix that secondary. And also the edge position. I mean, I feel like they'll be able to land something, but I feel like if they're going to move up, they'll probably move up to 22 at the lowest, you know.
Yeah. All right, what else we got? Okay, yeah. Eagles declined Jahan Dotson's 5-year option, which may have been as much as $16.8 million.
They dodged the bullet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any reason why they would have picked it up. Like he's not going to fetch big money outside of this free agencies already. I mean, even though free agency is kind of like forever, it's just I feel like he's not going to fetch good money on the open market. So I feel like let him rock out, and if he does anything to make you decide that we can bring him back, then you can probably bring him back for cheap. But right now, he's not a guy that I'm like, oh, we need to get him. I think not picking up his option was probably the smart decision.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We all can agree on that. That would have been really dumb because he just ain't done it. Especially considering as far as bust, which will be one of our next episodes where we discuss what an actual bust is. It's like this guy. He's a high pick, first round, mid first round. Would you consider Jahan Dotson a bust?
I probably would. I
Yeah.
would. And you want to know what's crazy? And I thought about this. I put some thought into this. The Eagles could have kept Olamide Zacchaeus
Mm-hmm.
if this was what they were getting. They could have just kept Olamide.
Yeah. I mean, that would have been it was a lateral move at best.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they just kind of like fucked it up, fucked the whole picks thing. And you like
Right.
swap picks or something like that.
I know it's one of them damn rookies from last year, either too tall Johnny Wilson or Anis Smith. Better step up.
What I do is go. I would see what Luke McCaffrey doing. Try to take him from the Commanders.
I don't see that happening.
No.
I see you getting laughed at and hung up on. That's what's going to happen. They're going to they're going to be giving you that one Cowboys fan. That's his whole gimmick is, I'm this character, this character. Always like, ha, 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 yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you talking about Scooter McGruber?
Mm-hmm. That corny motherfucker.
Scooby McGruby.
Yeah, that's how they're going to laugh at you, though. That's exactly how they're going to be laughing at you. Like, ha, 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 ha. His mouth won't be as big as Russell Wilson's girlfriend when he got drafted. That's how big their mouth gonna be when they laugh like
Scooby.
Yeah, exactly. All right. I was going to go get into the whole, part about that what they say where you can't really analyze a draft for 3 years. I wanted to get into the 2022 draft, but we're getting a little up there in time, so I'm thinking we could call it and push that one to another one.
Sure. That sounds
all right. You want to say your farewells? So I think we're done.
I'll say my farewells, and then y'all can go in and hit the likey button. Make the YouTube machine happy. And if you're not subscribed, do the subscribing thing that people do on here as well. Because we know we're getting views, but a lot of y'all not subscribed. So come back. Let us know. And if you don't like the content, let us know. Tell us what you think we can do better. Like, what would you like to see us put on here? I think that's something we come on here and we do this for you guys. Like, we put this content out there so you can hear our opinion, our side, our perspective. If you want to see more, or you want to know our perspective on anything, let us know in the comments. Because we know you guys are watching. And if you want to hear our perspective on something, let us know. Hit us up in the comments. Say, yo, talk about this. I want to know what you think about this. Because I know you guys be sitting in your group chats talking about it. Because I do all the time. So you let us know. Like, let us know. Should the Eagles have kept Kenny Phillips all those years back when that's safety. Don't worry about it. Do y'all remember when the Eagles had Ryan Mostert and Julian?
Yeah, we remember that. We don't like to remember that.
And the Eagles had Amendola, because I remember. So
okay.
Let us know if you want to talk about stuff like that. Maybe one day we can do an episode where we talk about players that the Eagles let go when they went off to do great things. I can name.
This is why we're going to do an episode where we just name football players.
Jordan Poyer for one. They go when. Listen, we can go. We can do it. So let us know what y'all think.
Yeah. Them 1,000-pound sisters look gross now.
Boulevard, let them know what these
before, but they look grosser now.
Yeah.
Gross.
Let them know what they can do, Boulevard.
They can get these 1,000-pound sisters off my TV. For one thing, I'm just trying to watch the playoffs in peace.
They're baddies.
Other than just trying to make my stomach turn, I got to focus on y'all. Since we're getting out of here, We're probably about to do. Are we doing the live? Are we going live after this?
At the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
All right. Well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go live after dark, and y'all can go ahead and enjoy this. By the time it reaches you, the draft will be a few hours away. So hopefully this helps you, something you can listen to while you're sitting on the toilet or watching the draft. Either way, enjoy. Hit the bench.